Hey, welcome back, barbarians. Today, let's take a look at one of the new weapons, new-ish, from the Dawning event, and that is the legendary SMG that was kind of reprised in Cold Front. It goes in the primary slot. It's our only kinetic 750 round per minute SMG in the game, so it matches that of the Aikilos, but that of course is in the energy slot. We had Antiope, of course, that's been sunset. We had Cold Front last year, that's of course been sunset. So if you want one of these, my suggestion is going to get it from baking cookies, and then you just get a chance to get a legendary gift. And at that point, you have a chance at getting it to drop. It's between that, Avalanche, the heavy machine gun, or Glacioclasm, the new fusion. So let's take a look at the perks here you can get on it. There's a lot of good rolls on this thing. I personally don't like 750s, just to kind of cut to the chase. In general, I think this thing, in PvP at least, kicks way too much. We'll talk about PvE in a second. There's some really good perks you can get on this thing for the first and second column: accurized rounds, flared magwell, steady rounds, full bore hammer forge rifling in the first column. In the third column here, my go-tos would be subsistence or dynamic sway reduction. Surplus could be kind of interesting as well. But I really think subsistence is the top tier perk. And I'm thinking PvE here. For PvP, probably dynamic sway reduction for sure. And then in the last column, kind of dealer's choice. I'd say one for probably Rampage for PvP, or Thresh, and one for all for PvE. One for all is a new damage boosting perk, and it's actually unbelievable. It's not really talked about enough, in my opinion. You just damage 3 targets, just damage them, and you get 35% damage boost for 10 seconds, which is fantastic. Now, unfortunately, the same targets, if you reshoot them, won't re-trigger one for all, so it has to be 3 new targets. Maybe I'll do a video on one for all later, but talking and looking at the Cold Front here, I'm just showcasing it in some PvP gameplay. I don't do anything crazy with it this game. I get quite a few kills, but it's against slowed targets. I just can't stand the kick on this weapon for my playstyle at all. It just, it's too much. It doesn't feel as good as Antiope used to, if you use that at all, if you had a chance to use that. I had a Feeding Frenzy Rampage Cold Front from last year, so I'm a little bit sad that I had to regrind for this, for a roll. I think the one I'm using here, and I don't showcase it unfortunately, is Subsistence and Thresh. In fact, I know it is, with accurized rounds, and I forget what, Stability Masterwork as well. So it could be something a little bit fun, but I really think where these things lack is the one, if you can get used to the kick, fine. I don't have mine fully upgraded for the Stability Masterwork, but two is the magazine size. Like, even with backup mag and like a mag perk, you're getting like 30, 31, I think maybe 32 in the magazine, but it starts at 26. Like, that just, you fly through it. And that's not including like missed shots or anything. So even with subsistence, you got to be on target with your shots if you want to kill 2 guardians, which in my mind is a little absurd if you compare it to other things like a sidearm, which can just absolutely melt guardians with one magazine. There's a lot of things we could compare it to, but and then the range fall off there, it just kicks like absolutely crazy. Maybe I'd like a dynamic sway reduction version of it. I don't know. I guess I'll wait and see if I get one. But the god roll I'm going for here is just subsistence with one for all. And I don't really care what's in the first or second column. And that'll just be for PvE gameplay. I'll have some fun with it. I probably won't use it too much. I'll use it more this season just because it's associated with the anti-barrier rounds. So I'll use it in some quote-unquote endgame activities. Ooh, like the Nightfall. But as far as PvP and my playstyle, I won't really be using this at all. So I'm not really going for a roll. Just by sheer happenstance, if I get a PvP god roll, I probably won't even keep it. To be honest, I'll probably just keep the first one I had with Feeding Frenzy and Rampage. Granted, it's not relevant, but I don't really care. I'm curious what you guys think about 750s. In PvE, I wish I had some gameplay here. I just don't use it. I do find them much better in PvE, and I think they're very versatile all around. And I do think you can kill some groups of ads with subsistence attached to it as well. And I think there, so the animo is less of an issue. And depending on how you make your build, you could spec it for really fast reload as well. Some reloading mods if you get a reload masterwork. And then it feels a little bit more snappy. However, in PvP, there's just a lot of shotguns to deal with, so it's hard to contest that and warrant something where you need to be looking at an opponent for X number of seconds, whereas they can kill you really quickly. Right there, that guy just peek sniped me. Um, yeah, Cold Front overall in the Crucible, I'd probably give it a 6.4 out of 10. Pretty low. I mean, it can be used. I think you need to build around it. Um, Having said that, I don't see myself using it much beyond this game here I just made the video for. I should have really done a game of Rumble with it just to see how it contested with true one-on-one interactions when you occasionally get those in Rumble, and how it plays in terms of. Now on the flip side, just because I've spoken about PVE quite a bit with this weapon, even though I don't have gameplay, I think you can get, because it has some of the new roles on it. I think that kind of gives it a special place in this inside the PVE sandbox, and therefore I think it's really worth giving. And I would give it a pretty solid score. Yeah, I'd give this thing an 8.8 out of 10. Pretty high up there in terms of the new combos you can get on it. And if you like SMGs, highly recommend you get it. It's only here seasonally. Once the dawning is over, it won't be here any longer. So you'll kind of have a little bit of FOMO with that Cold Front SMG if you didn't get it. The same thing goes for the Glacioclasm Fusion and the Avalanche Heavy Machine Gun. But I'll do a video on the Avalanche pretty soon. Glacioclasm I already have a video up on. We did a review on that. Pretty cool new fusion. Now I'm just gonna let this video play out here of me in the Crucible with this. I'm pairing it with the Trustee, so it's the Raid Scout Rifle, of course, for some distance. In theory, combating those close-up enemies with this Cold Front SMG. I do get a handful of kills with it in this game, but more often than not, I'm just relying on the Trustee plus my abilities. The thing it's really the reticle drop off. Like it kicks the range fall off with the reticle. Like it kicks a lot. If enemies are up close, you melt them. Granted, I'll give you that. But as soon as they get outside that range and it's not that far, I at least, and I'm playing on controller, have a lot of trouble hitting them. And that could just me being, I'm trying to get used to my new 9 sensitivity. Who knows? But yeah, please drop a comment below what you think of Cold Front, what role you have on it. Do you think it's useful in PvP or PvE? Now I'm curious as to what you guys think of the new perks you can get on it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.